Another summer-like day here in Colorado with the heat and haze sticking around this weekend. The smoke you may have seen coming into Colorado, that's coming from Utah and other places, other states. Right now, there's no fire burning in Colorado actively. High fire danger, though, and warmer temperatures, that's sticking around all weekend. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Mark Salinger. This is usually the time of year that firefighters try and mitigate fire danger, but it's so hot right now and dry, they can't do that. West Metro Fire had a prescribed burn scheduled this weekend at Bear Creek Lake Park. It was canceled because of the warm and dry conditions that we've been seeing. And with the way that the weather is trending, West Metro Fire says it could be weeks before that prescribed burn is rescheduled.
It feels like our summer is going to continue forever and then suddenly it'll be winter. And it really does feel like that outside right now. The heat's continuing, and that just makes it too risky to even do a prescribed burn where we're maintaining a control of it as much as possible.
West Metro Fire says they're postponing that prescribed burn until at least October 21st, but given the hot streak that we've been seeing, it may go on even further. Want to bring in Weather Impact Team meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen now. And Corey, you heard the firefighter talking about it there. It just feels like we're going to skip from summer straight to winter. We're skipping fall.
Yeah, it really does feel like it's going to be one of those years. We're kind of burning through our really good times where we usually get those high temperatures in the 70s and those nice classic fall days. Just hasn't happened too often yet, just a few teasers here and there. And today we broke record high temperatures across the state, including here at Denver, 87 degrees. That breaks the old record by 1 degree. We also saw those winds gusting throughout the day. Those are starting to simmer down now, and those will stay light as we go through the day tomorrow. Here's your weather impact headlines, some things that we're tracking here. The cold front tonight, it's actually just moved through the area, dropping temperatures. It's going to be a dry front, so no precipitation expected with this, but we'll have a cooler Sunday, a little bit less wildfire smoke in the morning at least, and we're looking at that warm week ahead. We'll most likely be in the 80s with dry conditions all week until we get to the next storm system, which looks like it may be coming our way in about 7 days next weekend. I'll have more on that later.
Corey, thank you. A rancher from Durango is still in the hospital 3 weeks after he was struck by lightning. Lightning strikes hitting people are rare, but when they do happen, they can be deadly. 9 News reporter Ria Jha joining us tonight. And Ria, you're sharing his story from the hospital. It's scary stuff.
Right, and I spoke with his friend who said he used to think of getting struck by lightning like winning the lottery. It just doesn't happen. Until it did a few weeks ago when he found his friend lying face down on the ground after he was struck. Now he's trying to bring awareness to how dangerous lightning can be.
We're in Durango, Colorado, on what we call the Mesa. In an area in the mountains like this, and thunderstorms are a way of life.
For the ranchers in Durango, it isn't just a way of life. Ranching is who they are.
God, his family, and ranching.
That's the motto of 59-year-old J.D. Corley. He's Thad Trujillo's ranch hand and close friend.
If you look up ranch hand in the dictionary, his picture is there.
One Tuesday in the middle of September was like any other.
I heard the lightning strike. I looked outside and there was blue skies on the ranch, but it was close, and I knew it had hit close.
Trujillo went outside to find J.D. so they could check on the livestock.
So whenever I saw the figure laying out there, I immediately knew. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I think that's J.D. out there.
J.D. had been struck by lightning. He was airlifted to UC Health in Aurora.
Colorado, I think, is number 6 for mortality, which is deaths due to lightning strikes, because people who get struck by lightning are going to be, again, outdoors, in the foothills, in the mountains, away from urban hospital environments.
Dr. Arek Wichter said UC Health's burn center sees up to 8 lightning strike patients per year. More than 3 weeks later, JD is still in the hospital trying to regain his memory.
I guarantee he wants to come back, grab his dog, and get back to work. This is the spot right here. Cowgirl brought me right to it. She remembers where it happened because she was there.
That day, JD's dog Cowgirl was also struck.
Cowgirl, come here, sweetheart. They were so inseparable, and she lays over here in front of the barn and is just waiting patiently.
She knows a rancher will always find his roots.
He'll be back soon.
Experts say being outdoors is the biggest risk factor during lightning. They say follow the 30-second rule. If you hear thunder within 30 seconds of seeing lightning, that means you're too close and you need to go inside. More tips and information can be found under this story on our website. Ria Jha, 9 News.
Ria, thank you. Tonight, the Summit County Sheriff's Office is investigating after finding a decomposed body near a hiking trail. Sheriff's Office says they found the man's body after a hiker reported seeing it near Officers Gulch yesterday afternoon. That's just off I-70 in between Frisco and Copper Mountain. Officials say there's no risk to the public or any public safety tonight, and the recovered body is now with the Summit County Coroner's Office. If you know anything about this case or know anybody who's missing up there, you're asked to reach out to the Summit County Sheriff's Office. Park County Search and Rescue says a woman from Conifer died this week after an ATV crash in the backcountry. Rescue crews say they started searching for the woman in the Pike National Forest early on Wednesday morning after reports of an ATV crash there. Crews worked overnight in steep terrain to try and find her, discovered the body the next morning near the crash site. Officials later identified her as 60-year-old Shelley Ekstrom. Park County Coroner's Office says Shelley died as a result of the crash, which they believed happened on Tuesday night. Shelley was a known veterinarian in her community and formerly worked at the Indian Tree Animal Hospital down here in Arvada. The Mesa County Sheriff's Office says it is upping security at the County Justice Center after they say that they received multiple threats this week following the sentencing of former County Clerk Tina Peters. Peters was sentenced to 9 years incarceration this week for her role in an election data leak. Peters helped a man gain access to the Mesa County election systems, copy hard drives over, and then posted the information online. A district judge told Peters that she was a charlatan who showed no remorse for her actions.
Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could. You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen.
A Mesa County spokesperson told the Associated Press they received some compliments, more complaints, though, for the judge's remarks at the sentencing. Spokesperson didn't elaborate exactly what they did. A private dispute in a small rural county has now become very public. The sheriff in Elber County is now suing county leaders over a power struggle. Sheriff Tim Norton says the county manager has tried to put in place a new discipline policy for his office. It would eventually create new oversight on sheriff's deputies. That's just one accusation that Norton has made in this new lawsuit. Sheriff says the county manager also tried to conduct an investigation into several of his employees and then refused to explain why.
The point that really got to me is where they started going after my people, my employees as well. And that's where I had to draw the line.
In a statement to 9 News, County Manager Sean Fletcher said taxpayers will likely have to bear the costs of both sides of the lawsuit. Sheriff's Office filed that suit last week. County hasn't yet filed a legal response.